And we were talking about the Google Chromecast situation. Is that something that you should get? Definitely, that's something you should get, because if you're someone who's a cord cutter, or you're someone who is looking to just add a bit more flexibility to your TV, and you want to be able to watch Netflix on the cheap, definitely Chromecast with the 3 months free Netflix is for is for you. And now we're talking about, because I mean, these are the technological breakthroughs that really advance TV, because you have Roku and you have Apple TV, but this Chromecast, I'm telling you, it doesn't have much applications right now. But at $35, and Google's backing. This is not a third-party company or a company that you don't know if they're going to be around. It's backed by Google. It's Google's product. So definitely, you know, this thing is going to have longevity. And Google is going to come up with much more apps coming up in the future for this particular thing. All right, so now we're talking, speaking of Google, according to a report by The Next Web, is going to roll out speedier Wi-Fi at 7,000 Starbucks stores across the U.S. Now, Google announced a tie-up with Starbucks that will see all 7,000 of the coffee house's giant company-operated stores in the U.S. receive free Google-powered Wi-Fi. Now, you know, companies like Starbucks always had, you know, hotspots and so forth and things like that. And Starbucks, of course, you know, they're already going to offer their Wi-Fi, and I think it's via AT&T. But with the rollout that's taking place over the next 18 months, the internet giant says that customers will get speeds up to 10 times faster than before. This also sounds very much like AT&T has been giving the elbow, given the elbow by Starbucks. It's worth adding here that if you're in a Google fiber city like Kansas, the speed is going to jump up to 100 times faster. So imagine you go to your local Starbucks or stuff like that, you're going to be able to download web pages, you're going to be able to stream video with far greater ease. Now, I've never used Starbucks' Wi-Fi or anything like that. But a lot of these Wi-Fi hotspots, you know, they're not the best. They're slow because everyone is on it. You know, they're slow. They're not very, it's not very, how do you put it? It's not very efficient. It's not very, it's not the best, if you will. But, you know, I mean, for jumping on, it's cool. And also, you have to be aware of prying eyes. You know, a lot of people can steal your data on these public networks because they're not secure, and that's why a lot of people choose to use VPNs, that's virtual private networks, when they're on these public Wi-Fi spots, so that their data doesn't get sniffed along the way. Now, Google has long invested in helping the internet grow stronger, including projects to make the internet access speedier, more affordable, and more widely available. And this is said by Kevin Lowe, the general manager of Google Access. He also, the free internet connection at Starbucks has become an important part of many communications over the years, and such as in the aftermath of Hurricane Sandy, for students without internet at home who had to do their homework at Starbucks. So this is what Starbucks and Google are saying. The service will start rolling out from August of this year. So if you're an avid Starbucks user, if you're someone that uses Starbucks all the time, well, they have partnered with Google, so get prepared for some huge speeds when it comes to your internet. This thing is going to start rolling out in August, so it's August right now. So starting this month, it's going to roll out. Now, that doesn't mean every Starbucks is going to get internet, Google's internet at the same time. But if you're someone that uses Starbucks a lot, starting from now until the end of the year, Google is going to be rolling this thing out. So I'll say by the end of the year, most of the stores, if not all of them, is going to have Google's speedier Wi-Fi that's up to 10 times faster than what AT&T was offering. And also, if you're in Kansas, if you're in Utah, or you're in Texas, Austin, Texas, and you have Google Fiber, well, right now Google Fiber is really only up and running in Kansas City, in Pueblo, Utah, or or Austin, Texas, they're trying to build the groundwork for Google Fiber. But when it comes to those towns, you're going to get speeds of up to 100 times faster at your local Starbucks. Now that's just crazy. Being able to just download stuff in a second. Matter of fact, people might end up using Starbucks more than they use their own home internet, because download speeds across the country right now on average is only 1.4 megabytes. And Google Fiber, you're talking gigabyte internet. So many people might end up just saying, you know what, I'll just go to Starbucks rather than trying to deal with their slow computer at home or the slow download speeds. And especially if you're trying to download at a peak moment, then you even get slower speeds. So this thing by Google, rolling out by Starbucks, their network at Starbucks, definitely to me is a good move. And Google is always on the cutting edge of technology as far as rolling out their service, and that's why they came out with Google Fiber. And gigabyte internet still hasn't really taken off as far as being popular. But Google is going to make it that way, because they're offering gigabyte internet speeds of like only $70. I mean, it's $70 for a plan, and if you add TV in there, then it's going to be over $100. But still, $140 I think comes with TV and internet for only $140, and you get gigabyte internet at that. I mean, most cable companies, they have like maybe three megabytes starting at like maybe $10. You get the cable, and then you get maybe the internet, and you get 3 megabytes maybe for $10. And if you want to go up to like 24 or 30 megabytes, it's like $70, $80 just for 30 megabytes. Google is offering the same price, but for gigabyte internet in their Google Fiber. So definitely, I think this is something that's going to be good. And they say that this thing should be complete within 18 months in all of the U.S. within 18 months. And this is going to be a major loss for AT&T. The chain's contracted ISP to date. They are the internet service provider for Starbucks to date, and with all 7,000 Starbucks now going with Google, Google claims that you'll be able to experience those speeds of 10 to 100 times faster than what you have, depending on if you have Google Fiber or not. If you have Google Fiber, then you can get up to 100 times faster. If you just have the regular internet, it's going to be 10 times faster than what AT&T was giving you. So definitely, to me, this is something that's I'm looking forward to something like that. Anytime you have speedier internet, anytime you have something that can run much faster and give me a better internet experience, I'm definitely for that. So we have to just wait and see how this thing rolls out. Within 18 months, all Starbucks is going to get it. We have to wait and see if other companies follow suit, like local supermarkets, like Barnes and Noble stores and things like that offer free Wi-Fi. We're going to have to wait and see if this is something that these companies and other companies jump on board, because they don't want to be left behind. They don't want to be left behind, especially in this world of everything being now, everything being fast. People don't want to be left behind. And so Starbucks is the first to jump on this new Google internet situation. Definitely, we're going to see other companies follow suit. Now, what is AT&T going to do? They're going to have to up their game. They're going to have to come up with faster internet, better experiences as well. And I don't think they can touch Google's fiber, because they just don't have the deep pockets that Google has in order to. And the thing about it is, Google doesn't need to make money on hardware. Why do you think the Chromecast is only $35? They don't need to make money on hardware, because they make it on the back end. They make it on the services they provide. So they give you the hardware and then charge you for the services. And that's how Google makes a lot of its money. Companies like AT&T, companies like Sony, companies like Microsoft, well, maybe not AT&T, but Microsoft, Sony, they're more hardware-driven companies. They make money off of their hardware, and, they can make it up residually, some of it, with their software, but they're generally hardware companies. Google is not a hardware company, so they don't need to make money on their products as far as hardware goes. They can wait until their services kick out, and then they can start rolling in the cash. Now, we're coming up on a break, but Microsoft, coming up after the break, Microsoft Office is going to be available for Android. Now, many of you are thinking that, okay, available for Android, but it's not exactly what you're thinking as far as all Android products, but Microsoft is going to release it. Now, if you have Android 4.0 or higher, yes, then you're going to be able to get this new Microsoft Office. However, according to a report by The Verge, this Microsoft Office for Android, even though it's now available, it's not available for all of the products out there. So we're going to tell you coming up after the break what kind of products it's available for, who it's available for, and stuff like that. We're going to talk about that coming up right after the break here on Tech Pulse. So just stay tuned right there, and you will get all the information you're looking for.